What up, y'all? Raw and Real got some new spill. Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford. Man, I don't know what's going on. You trying to price yourself out. You, technically speaking, and from my personal opinion, I really don't think you want the damn fight. You worried about motherfucking Charlo if the Errol Spence fight don't happen. So what? I mean, let's be real for a minute, y'all. What other fighter is you gonna fight to get an Errol Spence payday? Nobody. But I think I know your ploy, and I think I know your angle. And I'm gonna keep it raw and real for y'all, in my humble opinion. His angle, I'm gonna keep stalling. The world wants to fight. The world wants to see the fight. Eventually, I'm gonna see how bad they want this fight so they can give me what I asked for. So I'm gonna keep on stalling and stalling and stalling and stalling until they eventually come to some conclusion and get me. If they can't get what I want, they can at least get me damn near close to what I want. And it's crazy, man. It's absurd, man. Everybody else did the shit the right way. When Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, he was the B side. He ate what's on his plate. He beat Oscar De La Hoya. Then he became the cash cow and started negotiating and moving on his own terms. Why should the shit be any different for you? And that was just beating Oscar De La Hoya for one belt. This is a motherfucking undisputed fight. So why the fuck should shit be different for you, man? You're not a big draw. Hardcore fans know you. Casuals really don't know you. They just know you got a belt, bruh. Let's keep it 100. They just know you got a belt. You the last Infinity Stone that Earl Thanos Spence is gonna collect. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, how you moving is fucked up. That's why your promoter don't want to do business with you. That's why he ain't promote you like you supposed to. That's why you in lawsuits now. You want to make the rules and do shit on your own terms in your own way instead of following the natural course of things. You don't do interviews. You don't do certain interviews with certain people. You don't. I mean, you making it hard on yourself, and it's a collective effort on all the parts that you are already planning to fight Charlo if the Errol Spence fight don't work out. What kind of shit is that? Well, you don't even supposed to be talking about Charlo when this is a fight of this magnitude. And then I hear people saying comment like, well, you supposed to ask for this and that and that and this. You risking your life. Every fighter risking their life getting into the ring. But it comes a point in boxing where they already rich. So money really ain't the issue. At this point, it's about legacy. Now, when you coming up and you don't have a title and you ain't making them M's, yeah, you trying to make a name for yourself for what? To get the bag. But once you got the bag, just like, bruh, you already set. You straight. You good. Now, I got 3 reasons. One, the stalling is like I said earlier. He's just trying to see can he get that money or giving them time to come up with the money to get what he's asking for. 2, we all know, well, I know, it didn't seem like Crawford really wanted that fight anyway. He kind of hooked his name to Errol Spence's name to build his status up. Like I said, because Bomac even said previously in the interview that they had a chance to fight Earl, but they chose Jeff Horn instead because Bud was the mandatory once he came from junior welterweight. He was the mandatory. So he could have easily got a fight with Errol then. But he chose to take the easier route. Think about how long he been chasing Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao didn't even have a belt at the time till he beat Keith Thurman. You chasing this old man just because you want to fight him, and y'all under the same promotional banner, and the fight didn't happen. But you was chasing him for several years, but then you say the Errol Spence fight is past you. You don't need Errol Spence to complete or cement your legacy, or the fact that I don't want to fight him after the accident because if I beat him, I'm not going to get the credit I deserve. All these signs and all these things that's coming out of your mouth is saying what to the people with good old common sense? You don't want the fight. And now the fight is on the horizon. You got 1,000,001 excuses. You got, it's about money, which, like I said, is going to be the biggest payday in your career anyway. Who gives a fuck? You going to make more than you ever made, win, lose, or draw anyway. So why should money even be a fucking issue, bruh? Sign the contract. Quit talking shit, because you're starting to turn into Ryan Garcia. All this cap about fighting and all this shit, but you ain't fighting nobody. But you making plans to fight Charlo if the Errol Spence fight don't work out. Crawford is trying to make history with the least risk possible, just like he did with Jeff Horn when he had a chance to fight Errol back then. You're trying to become undisputed in 2 weight classes. But you want the least risk possible, which is not giving the fight fans what they want to see. But you're trying to stall out and see if they're going to take this bait. How bad do the fans want it? How bad do these promoters and these promotional companies want to see this fight? They'll come up with some money if they want this fight. All in all, you're trying to stall Errol out because you know it's harder for him to make the weight and all that shit. So you want him to vacate so you could come in and clean up. I know the game, bro. Like I say, inside and out. It's strategic. It's strategy. But you fucking up the sport by doing so and not even realizing what you're doing. So it's going to make it hard for other fighters to get certain fights because the way you moving. And what I mean by that is, it's just like working for a big-time company. If certain employees feel this type of way or doing this type of way, the company is going to have to put some new rules in play and new contracts and new things in play so this shit won't happen again. Same thing with boxing. The promoter's going to be like, okay, they asking for too much. Now let's set this. If you ain't did this and this and that and that and this, you can't ask for this, that, and that, and that. You fucking up the game, bro. Either fight that man or vacate your title and let somebody else fight him. Because obviously, talking about fighting Charlo, you're not interested in unifying or being undisputed at welterweight. You in it for the bread. You're not in it for legacy. Some fighters in it for legacy. Some fighters in it for the money. But they both work together simultaneously. If you got the belts, the money gonna come. Because all roads gonna lead to you. So whatever you doing, man, you fucking up the game, just to let you know. But I peep your holdout game. I peep all that shit. Like I say, I know the fighting part and the business part and the strategic part. I know all angles of this game. You just trying to hold out and see how bad the world and these promoters want this fight. That's the whole shit in a nutshell. If they want it, they might can't give me my numbers that I'm asking for, but they can get me damn near close to what I'm asking for. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But it's time to inject that old school shit back in there. Beat the man, become the man, negotiate. Them your bargaining chips. Your next fight, you call the shots, pick the gloves, the ring size, whatever the fuck you want. But let's get this fight out the way first. Don't deny the world this fight. Because what's going to fuck around and happen, you going to tunk out and get no fight. Then you going to fight a mandatory or some shit and fuck around and fight Boots and lose your little belt. Then Earl going to wind up moving up on the bigger and better things. Then you already ain't that damn marketable. So once you let a young cat like Boots get in there and beat your ass, I mean, just like Keith Thurman, you're going to miss that opportunity when you should have just fought Earl. Now look at Keith Thurman. Now he want to fight because he ain't got no belts left. When he should have fought him, he told Earl, when you get a belt, then come see me. Earl got belts. Keith still didn't want to fight. Same shit you doing, just in a different angle. I peeped that shit. But hey, it is what it is. Raw and real. Thank y'all for letting me give y'all the spiel. Now that's the real shit. Peace.